Okay, hi. It is, my hair's a mess and so is my life, and that's, you know what, that's okay. So it is currently 12:30ish on April 28th. I am saying that because at 1 o'clock I'm going to start a 24-hour readathon. I am going to be doing the timer method of stopping and then starting. We will see. My cat is screaming. We will see if I actually do that. Because, dude, because sometimes I don't actually do the timer, and I just decide what I want to do. Dude. Really? Anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna do the timer method, do the full 24 hours. I have a lot of books I want to get to, but I think I'm gonna read, I'm about a third of the way into the Hive by Gregg Olsen. That one was featured in my last video. I think it's a good bingeable thriller, so I'm gonna do that one. I'm thinking I'll do a romance and then also a horror. I'm not really sure which romance or horror. I'm thinking I'm leaning 7 Year Slip, and then I'm not sure what horror yet, but I'll figure it out. So I will start vlogging when it is officially time. We will see if I do the timer method or if I just like read until 1. I'm not really sure, but I know that I have a lot of books that I want to get read. So let's do this. Alright friends, location change. I went to my local library to pick up some holds. And also it is past 1 p.m. and I am not started. I love that for me, honestly. Like, but what I ended up doing was making food, and then I watched a little bit of a documentary and called my grandpa because it was his birthday, so, you know, it's fine. But I had some library holds, and then I found a book that I wanted, so picked it up. And I think these are ones that I'm gonna want to read in this video because I want to get to them. This one, I've not seen anybody talking about it, but I saw it was on a, it was a new release, so, Seeing Other People by, oh, it's 2 authors, Emily Wibberley and Siegemund-Broka. This is a romance. It looks like it's, like some ghost hunters, some people that both see spirits. Sounds kind of silly and dumb, and I like it. The other hold I had was Whidbey by Madden. This one is an anticipated release for me. I think it's either a thriller or a contemporary set in, I think it's Whidbey Island in Seattle, I think. Maybe it's not even Seattle, maybe it's just Washington. I don't really know. Then the last one I picked up that I've been eyeing for a while, this one is The Match by Sarah Adams. I've been looking for a bunch of romances that have disabled main characters, and this one has a blind female main character, so I'm gonna try all of these during this 24-hour readathon. I'm a little nervous for Seeing Other People just because I haven't seen a lot of people talk about it, and it kind of sounds dumb, but we will see. And I'm glad that I found another thriller or darker book because I'm, like I said, like a third of the way into the Hive. So let's go back home, finally start reading, and I'll update when I have an update. I fear this may have to go over a couple days because I failed once again. Thank you. It is now, what, like 4 something, 4:15. I've only read 30 minutes. I don't know what to tell you. I would sit here and make excuses to you, but the reality is that I've just been on my phone. And then I got distracted around the house and was doing chores. And then I was like, bitch, sit down and read. So we're gonna do that. But I do have to go get my spouse here soon, so maybe I'll just switch to an audiobook and then read my Kindle while I'm reading, and then continue reading when I'm home. I will count the audiobook and the Kindle because we're gonna need it. I'm like 140 pages or so into this. It's meh. It feels like one of those, it feels like a mixture of like Law and Order and like Dateline, and also like a really like mid Netflix crime series, a limited series one. It feels like something that I would watch with my mom. So I'm kind of like just speed running it. It'll probably be an unhaul, but you know what? I'm reading my physical books. I'm proud of myself. I'm just blabbing so I don't have to read, so let's just go read. And I'll update when I've reached at least an hour and a half or 2 hours. Okay, so update. I got my alley here. I got my heating pad. Okay, so my heating pad and Hive. I'm about a little over 2 hours in. I did listen to about 40 minutes of my audiobook. I'll translate that to pages at the end. And I'll probably finish that audiobook because I only have like an hour of it left, and I want to play video games and stuff later. But I did get to page 244, so far that's like, I'm not sure how many pages. Again, this is nothing special. I don't know if I ever described the plot of this, and it's my first Gregg Olsen, which, depending on the twists, I might pick up another one of his. But this one is subtle along the lines of like, this is following our female main character, who is a detective, and she's investigating this crime that happened. This body was found, and the body was a reporter, and she was investigating this cult leader. And then we're also looking into crimes that happened with that cult leader back in the 90s. This was written in 2021, so about like a 20-year difference between the crimes. And this is set in Washington. I live in Oregon, so this is pretty like cool to see like the way that they're describing certain areas and like places close to me. But it's just interesting because you can tell, okay, well, you can't really tell this is written by a man, but there's some things in it that I'm like, because the cult leader is like this health and wellness guru all about like beauty and feminism, and it's a very female-centered story, and the way that they talk about their worth being tied to beauty, and I'm like, dude, are you allowed to write this? Like, I think even it was something about like, oh, like women wear makeup for the men. No, the fuck we don't. So why? It's just that pissed me off a little bit. But I don't really feel like he has the right to write about that kind of stuff. I don't know. That's just my opinion. But yeah, I'm a little bit over halfway. I think by hour 3.5, I should be done with this one. And then I'll either move to audiobook and video game or a romance. I do have a couple nonfiction I want to read more of too, because one is specifically about endo, and then, or endometriosis, and then the other one is called Floored, and it is a woman's guide to pelvic floor health. And if you know about endo, or really any reproductive health, you should know more about your pelvic floor. So I've been trying to read more of those. But yeah, I'm gonna go back to reading, and we'll update when I have an update or thoughts. Okay, update. Also, look at this man. He is so cute. It is now hour 4. a little bit over. And I just finished the Hive book one done. I rated this a 3. I predicted everything. Honestly, it could probably be even like a 2. It was not the best. I don't think I'll be reading from this author again. It's gonna be an on-haul. My eyes are tired, so I think I might audiobook and play some video games. And then see if I can find a book on Libby or my Kindle. I have a couple that I'm kind of midway through, so I feel like that's probably a good thing. But I also have a lot of them that I've just checked out that I feel like I could probably find on my Kindle. And that's probably what I want to be reading in bed at night. And that's what I fear I might do, because I think that I'm getting pretty tired. And I didn't read a lot today, so I feel like I should read a lot more tomorrow. But I do have, the rest of the week. But we predicted that this was going to take a couple days, so that's okay. But one book done. We'll soon have a second finished after this audiobook, because I only have like an hour left. Again, that was Dead 11. I'm reading that for my local horror book club. The book club for that book was already last month, but I just didn't finish it. That one, again, is going to be like a 3-star just because I'm not liking it at all. And also, like, I don't know, it wasn't what I predicted. I don't even really know how to describe it other than, it's 2 perspectives, split timeline of, like, a mom that goes back in to investigate something on this island, I think, or yeah, which is kind of a similar thing to this, except the island itself has some creepy things going on. They're all stuck in the 90s for some reason, and yeah, it's just kind of I thought it was going to be a lot better than it was. And like I said, I only have like an hour to go, so I know that unless something insane happens, it's still probably going to be a 3, but I'm going to go cuddle my cat, listen to audiobook, and I'll update with what I end up reading that, and also what I find for my Kindle later tonight. Hi friends, update. It is the next day. It is around 7 in the morning. I think I'm gonna get up, actually, and have coffee and read, and probably take a nap later. But an update on the reading. I'm about 5.5 hours in. I did finish Dead 11 last night. Again, reading it like a 3. Everything that I said before was pretty much holding up. It was okay. I just did some chores. I played Dress to Impress, had some tea. It was fine. I think I might want to get another audiobook to start a new puzzle and do the rest of the chores later today when I'm feeling more tired. But last night on my Kindle, I did find on Libby, The Match by Sarah Adams, I think her name is. I got the disability rep wrong. There's not a blind character, but there is a character with epilepsy. The female main character has epilepsy, and then the male main character is the dad of a daughter with epilepsy, which I'm really enjoying. I actually have epilepsy, and my mom also has epilepsy. So it's been interesting to see Rep. The author's note said that the author doesn't have it, but she took a lot of care into researching it. The writing itself is really easy. It's kind of silly, kind of quirky. It's really rom-com. Doesn't seem to have that serious tone to it besides the addressing of disability rep. I am really enjoying like the humor and stuff, but I don't know how much I'm loving the writing in general. I'm about 3 chapters in. I think it said like 7% or something, so I'll have to convert that to page count. But yeah, it's going fine so far. I will probably pick that up and read that when I'm like drinking my coffee and stuff. Or if I decide to end up just napping because I am getting tired. And on my Kindle. But I don't imagine that it'll take me that long because it's pretty short and it's really fast reading. So we'll figure out what we read next. I think I'm feeling a thriller again, which I do have Whidbey, which I'm not sure if it's a thriller. I'll have to research that. If it isn't, then I'll find something else because I don't know if I'm in the mood for just like contemporary. Or I have a couple horrors. But I will update when I've read something else. We're only 5 hours in, so I'm assuming that we'll get more read. I mean, yeah, but like, I don't know how many books. We'll see. But leave me alone. Dude. You're gonna get a hairball. I'm trying to read, and this man will not. He loves me, but he's gonna choke on my hair. Okay, checking in. It is a 6.5 hour mark. I am just about halfway into The Match by Sarah Adams. I'm enjoying it. It's moving a little fast paced, but also the book is not even like just over 300 pages. Like they're already kissing, which is fine. I think I'm just coming off with the fact that I just got done, like in my last vlog I read, All Roads Lead Here, which was like a 600 page romance, and the romance didn't happen until page 400. So it's just a stark difference from going from that to this. I will say there isn't the usual like emotional deep stuff that I really love in a romance. I usually really like romance that's hard-hitting, has some hard topics. And this does because it covers disability, but like it's more whimsical about it and funny, which like I appreciate because like I joke so much about my disabilities. But I do feel like we do need to have the harder conversations too, especially when we're talking about dating and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna read it yet. I will see how this goes. But like I said, I'm 6.5 hours into the reading challenge. I have a feeling I have about like 160 pages left of this. I have a feeling I could get that done by hour 8. And then we can work on the next book. So I'm going to try and sit down and read this and try and get to that 8-hour mark, try and get this finished. And then I think I might take a audiobook break and color a puzzle. I need to pick an audiobook though. And if I don't do that, I might end up watching TV, but we will see. Hey friends, this is Editing Kai. I'm realizing I never said that I actually finished The Match. I don't know what happened to me at that point, but I finished it. I did end up rating it just like a 3-star. There were some scenes in there that I was like, I'm not sure how accurate that is to epilepsy. Like, the main character was just like chugging caffeine, like an entire pot of coffee, and I'm like, we don't do that. But for the most part, the story was cute. I don't remember much of it, but I rated it like a 3-star. It was okay. On to the rest of the video. Good morning. It's been a minute. I am currently at the like 8-hour 45 minute mark. I've not read that much. I mean, I have, but I haven't read a lot since the last update. I just was not feeling good, so I wasn't sure what I wanted to read. On my Kindle, I did start Rock, Paper, Scissors by Feeney. That was interesting. So that's because I wanted just like a thriller that I could just like head empty, because I did start Whidbey by, I think, T.R.K. Madden or something. And it is good. It is a little bit more thinking, because maybe this is just me, but there is not dialogue, like quotations around dialogue, so it confuses me a little bit, and I am just like, oh, I don't know when there's talking or when there's not, just because I can't differentiate sometimes in the text. But I do think that I'm liking the storyline. I just want to read, and I do want to read it. It's just like a little bit confusing. So I wanted a thriller that was a little bit more head empty, so I picked up Rock, Paper, Scissors. That one I feel like has been out for a minute, and I know that a lot of people liked it. And I can see why. Like, it's a fast-paced domestic thriller. And then I also read a little bit more of Golden Sun, the sequel to Red Rising. I'm liking that. It's just like, right now, with how I'm feeling, I'm not sure if I want, oh my god, if I want a story that is not set in in a different world, because I just want something that's a little bit easier to digest. So my plan today is to try and read a little bit more. We'll see how I'm feeling throughout the day. Maybe I just want to like rot, but I think that I'll probably read Rock, Paper, Scissors a little bit more while I'm laying here in bed. And then we'll see how the day goes. Okay, a little update. Location change. I'm outside reading. Gotta get that sun in. I'm at the 10-hour mark. I am almost done with Golden Sun. I don't know how many pages I've read. Just like for this book within this time period, but I'm enjoying it. I'll probably continue with the series, but I don't know if I'll do that in this book, but I'm enjoying it, and it's in a little battle scene, so I'm gonna get back to reading. Okay, update. 11 hours in. I finished it. I don't want to talk about it. I really don't. On to the next. I picked up the next one. I also have some thrillers, but I think it's gonna be this one. Hi. So it's the next day. I think I'm at the like 14-hour mark right now. I, to be honest, haven't been stopping and starting the timer, just because I haven't been on my phone. But I have been reading. I'm almost done with, what's it called? Rock, Paper, Scissors. I'm at like the 80% mark. It's okay. It's probably gonna be like a 3 or 3.5. There's nothing insane happening. I don't know if I ever explained that one, but it's by Feeney. It's set in the winter. This husband and wife go on a vacation to salvage their marriage, which is clearly like just in the trash. The husband is a screenwriter, and the wife is like works at a shelter, I think, and like a dog shelter, and she writes letters to him every anniversary, and she's like, we're getting those letters about like, and it's showing like the falling of their relationship, but also they're hiding things from each other, and things are going, like, they're kind of trapped at this place that they went on this vacation, and yeah, I don't really know how else to explain it other than like kind of isolated thriller. I like a good isolated story, so that's going well. And then I did pick up this morning and got about 70 pages into Morningstar. I'm loving this. I know it's going to ruin me, but I am loving it. And because I don't have my Kindle right next to me, it's charging, and that's what I'm reading rock, paper, scissors on, I'm going to go ahead and read more of this. And I'll update when I get to something. Like I said, I had stopped the timer, I think, at the 12-hour something mark, but I know I'm at like at least a couple hours more than that. So I guess I'll just restart the timer knowing 14, and then we can go from there. Yeah. Hi friends, update. It's been a minute, okay? And that's not my fault. I have not been feeling great. But I do have an update. I did just finish Rock, Paper, Scissors by Feeney. And we wrapped that up with our 14 or 15, I don't remember. I'll correct it here. I'm gonna rate it at like 3 stars. It was okay. I've heard a lot of people talking about this one, so I was kind of anticipating it. And the twist was like shocking, but it was shocking because it didn't make sense. Like, I was just like, what? And like, usually there's twists that I'm like, okay, like I can see that happening, but this one I was like, I don't know, it was weird. But yeah, I'm gonna rate it like 3 stars. It was okay. Pretty fast read, pretty atmospheric. I'm thinking of picking up a romance or a romantasy next. Just feeling something cute, whimsical, maybe even like dark romantasy, or I don't know. I have Shield the Sparrows on my TBR that I've been wanting to read for a while, and I think it's on my 26 and 26. So I do have that on my Kindle, but if I want something physical, I tried seeing other people, I think. The romance I got from the library, didn't like it. So what I have physically, I have Me Before You, and I have The 7-Year Slip. So I don't know. I'll think about them. I might try one of each, like one on my Kindle, one on physically. And I'm feeling a little weak, so maybe something on my Kindle. I am really liking Morningstar. I'm about 100 pages-ish into this. Again, it's just something physical, and I don't have that energy right now, and also, like, I am going to be tore apart from this book, and I am going to finish it in this vlog, hopefully, but oof, you know? So yeah, I think I'm going to pick up Shield the Sparrows next, and do a little resting. We have an update. Woo! It is the next day. Yes, another day. And also, yes, a pimple. Don't look at it. I am now at the 16-hour mark. Last night I binge read Shield the Sparrows. I am now on page 195, chapter 19. I'm eating this up. I fear that I may be obsessed a little bit. And that's okay, because I need to be reading. This is a long-ass book. It is a 600-page plus book. It's a romantasy, which is kind of crazy work that one of the first fantasies I've read this year, as a romantasy. But, you know, sometimes you gotta just dip your toes in the water. I am surprised how much I'm liking it. I mean, I'm glad because this has been on my TBR for a while. This one is another, like, slow burn, enemies to lovers, which I love slow burn. I love a good enemies to lovers. This one, has, like, a princess and traversing across this world with a group of people, and she has this guy named their guardian, which we don't know his name yet, which is kind of sus. But he's so mean and broody, but he's also so caring and wants the best for her, and I have some theories. This world also, like, you don't really see the magic that much, other than, like, there's a lot of monsters, which I love a good fantasy world where it's dark. Some of my other favorite romantasies have been Phantasma, Serpent of Wings at Night, things that have darker themes, and the monsters in this, I love. And the magic we've seen have just been from certain people. And the Guardian seems to have some type of magic. So I'm not quite sure what is going on there. And I think that, of course, we always have a female main character that, like, is supposed to be normal, but she ends up having something going on with her. And I think that might be the case. But I'm really liking it. Like I said, I'm on chapter 19. I really just want to read today. As per usual, I'm not feeling the best, but I have my Kindle, and I am feeling a little bit weaker today, so I did bring my, what do you call it, the clicker thingy to make the pages go, so I don't have to be the one doing it. I'm probably going to make a coffee here soon, get back to reading, and just lock in. Hopefully I can knock out, the next 8 hours. I fear I may want to do another one of these because I do have, I think, the rest of the week available, and I just want to read. So I think we'll see what I get done with this. If it takes me the next 8 hours, it does. And hopefully I don't want to jump immediately into book 2 because I do want to read other things, but if I want to read it, I want to read it. So, coffee time and book time. Hi, so a little update. I have read for about another 2-ish hours. I'm on page 350 of Shielded Sparrows. I'm really liking it. I think 350 is like 55%. I'll have to check. They're still enemying. They're not quite lovering yet. They're getting there, and I'm liking it. I do just want to read more, but I am getting hungry, and usually when I'm eating food, I like to, like, watch something. So I think I'm going to take a little break, get some water, some hydration going, get some food, and then go back to reading once I do that. And I'll update when I've read something a little bit more. So, right now I think we're on hour 18. Almost there. Okay, little update. It has been another hour, so I think we're at hour 19 now. And I just hit page 457. We are 70% into Shielded Sparrows. It says I have 2 hours left, 2 hours and 12 minutes left. So I think I can finish it soon. At 70%, they are just now starting to potentially be lovers. And I am here for it. There's been some betrayal. There's been some politics going on constantly. And I'm liking it. It's definitely getting me in the mood for fantasy and for romantasy. Based on how it ends, I may jump into the next one, or I may just pick up a different book. I think that it's dragging a little bit. Like, yes, I know it's a 600-page book, and yes, I'm on page 457, and normally getting to 400 pages in a book would take me forever, so I guess it's not dragging that bad, but the story just like feels like a lot of repetition. Even though, yes, I'm still like loving all of it, it just feels like, okay, we can get somewhere faster. Like, it doesn't need to be this long. But I am enjoying it. I want to know more about the characters, but I understand that, you know, they're supposed to be mysterious and not sure what to know about him, but we're slowly getting that. I will say, okay, spoiler alert, I'll put an image of Duncan here and then take it off when it's not spoiler, I guess. The name Ransom for a character, like, part of me thinks that's cute, but another part of me is like, you could have picked any other name, and we went with that. I don't know, it just doesn't feel like something I would want to, like, whisper or whatever. Like, it doesn't feel like an attractive name, so I'm not sure about that. But yeah, that's just my one little concern. But like I said, I'm 70% of the way through, 2 hours left. I'm gonna get some more water and then get back to it. My eyes are getting tired, but I think I should be okay. Okay, my friends, it is hour 21 and I just finished Show the Sparrows by Devney Perry. And yeah, I'm immediately picking up the next one. Like, I have to sit with that. I don't think it's 5 stars, but it might be. It's pretty dang close. That was a lot. And I just read over 600 pages. That was crazy. Wow. Proud of myself, actually. And we still have 3 hours left. Part of me is like, oh, pick up something different. Like I said, I would try to finish this. But I fear I may just have to jump into book 2 because I will not stop thinking about that until I get an answer. Cause what? So I guess we see how far I get in 3 hours. Oh my goodness. So far in this 24 hours that has been over like a freaking week, we have continued a series, started a new one. I'm just shook right now. Okay. Proud of myself, but wow. 21 and a half hour update. I did start the Rites of the Starling, I think. I'm enjoying it. I'm like 4 chapters in. Enjoying it. Different. There's new characters, which I'm kind of liking. It's a lot more information and a lot more just like, some new thoughts. And I won't go into those because I don't want to spoil, but I'm liking it. It looks to be a shorter book than the last one. It's about 570 pages, and the last one was 630. And it says that I haven't looked, but whatever. Says that I was like 12 or whatever percent. So I'm just gonna continue reading. I'm not feeling the best today, but I mean, that's been the theme throughout this video, is that your girl don't feel good. So I'm just gonna lock in, keep reading, update when I have an update. I doubt I'll finish it in the next 3 hours or 2.5. So I think I'll just update either when I finish it or if I feel like I'm done at the 24-hour mark, then I'll be done. But liking it. It's a little bit later in the day, but I have done it. I have reached the 24-hour mark. I am 180 pages into Rites of the Starling. I'm liking it. Like I said earlier, it's just a lot more. There's more characters. I'm not sure what to expect. We're not getting really any romantic stuff because the men aren't here, which is fine. I'm just like, where are you? But I'm gonna keep reading today. I'm really excited that I got, what, 33%, like a third of the way through this book. That's pretty cool. I am gonna do a final page count with everything that I read in the wrap up. And I really like this challenge. I want to do it again. I am considering just starting a new one, perhaps, because I just am in the mood to read. I do think that if I do start a new one, I want to do a themed one. It is AAPI month, so I feel like I may want to do that. So I may take a break with Shield the Sparrows and look that up and see what AAPI books I have. But for now, because I continue reading and then go do the wrap up. Hi friends, it is at the end of the 24 hours. We did it. The first book of the vlog that I read was this thriller called The Hive by Gregg Olsen. This one I think took me around 4 hours, maybe not, but I read 357 pages. This one I think I ended up giving a 3 stars. It was okay. I'm going to be unhauling this one. I'm glad I read it, but I don't know if I'm going to continue with its author. Just the writing seemed a little bit dated. I think this book was published in 2021 if I'm not mistaken. Yep, 2021. So like, come on dude, you could do better. There were just some things in it that I was like, why are we saying that? But as far as having one of my favorite tropes of like a cult, it was pretty okay. It could have, like I said, been better. I wish there was a better twist. If I'm thinking about it, I don't even remember what happened in this book. So 3 stars on hauling it feels okay for me. And then the next one we read, I finished up the last 100 pages of Dead 11 by Jimmy Juliano. This one was a book club pick for my local book club, the horror one. And this one was for the last month, the April one. Yeah. Or maybe March, not sure. But I ended up giving this one again a 3 star. It was kind of a similar premise, an isolated island book. This one was set in Wisconsin. This one was in Washington. This one was okay. It definitely could have been better. The premise, this girl goes to an island to figure out what happened to her son, and then we're also looking at a different timeline of the brothers now looking for that missing sister, who had went to go look for her son. And the town was supposed to be stuck in the 90s, which was kind of insane. But it just didn't deliver on a lot of pieces, and even though I really like mixed media in my books, this one just kind of felt weird. I don't know. Maybe it was the audiobook. I'm not sure, but I didn't like it overall. So this one will also be on hold. And then the next physical book I read was from the library. It was The Match by Sarah Adams. This one is a contemporary romance set in, I think it's North Carolina or South Carolina, can't remember. The main character is a dog trainer and kind of like nonprofit organizer for getting dogs paired with clients who have disabilities that they need assistance with. So it's like either a seeing eye dog, or a dog that will alert with seizures, or a dog that will help with psychiatric disabilities. And I would have liked seeing a lot more of those people that she's meeting with to get their stories. But this one was just a 290-page quick romance about this female main character who has epilepsy, who meets this dad that has a daughter that has epilepsy. And they just kind of go from there. I thought it was cute. I thought it was well done. I think that the epilepsy rep could have been a lot better and could have had some more conversations about that. But it was a little bit too funny, too whimsical for me. I need a book that is a romance, rather, that is more serious and talks about those topics. So I would have appreciated that. Even if it was just a little bit longer and talked about those a little bit more, I would have liked it. So I did end up giving this one also a 3-star. And this one is just going back to the library. And again, 290 pages. And then I did finish up, right, yep, 253 pages of Golden Sun. This one is the sequel to Red Rising, so I can't talk about it that much. I did end up giving it a 4.5. I loved it. It had a little bit too much politics for me right now, but I did end up enjoying it. It got me back into the series. Like I said, I think 253 pages. And this one, like I said, 4.5, 4.75. I'm gonna keep it because I did pick up Morningstar. I only got 98 pages into this one. And that's okay because I did pick up other things that I ended up enjoying. I just wasn't in the sci-fi mood anymore. But I still am really loving it and will continue on with this one. And then the next book I picked was Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry. This one, I'm obsessed. I loved it. It was 628 pages, the Kindle version, of just fun. I loved it. There was some dragging in it, and it was just like, why are we still doing this? But I really enjoyed it. That book has a protagonist that is the second choice to be the princess, second choice of everything in her family. She lives in this world where there's monsters and there's magic, but people don't really know where it comes from. And she gets taken off into this, I guess, journey with some other characters and falls for, of course, one of the main male characters. The synopsis doesn't say much, so I won't spoil it, but I did really enjoy it. I loved their chemistry. I loved the banter. It was enemies to lovers. And like I said, I do enjoy a good dark setting, so the monsters really brought that in, and it wasn't just all romance and pining. There was a lot of politics. There was a lot of fantasy world. And then I did pick up the sequel that just came out this last month to Rites of the Starling, I think. I got 180 pages into that one in the last couple hours. I'm really liking that one. There's more building of the world. It's more building of the characters. There's new characters. I'm really excited to see where that goes. And I am going to try and finish that one up today, if not tomorrow. Overall, in general, I think that finishing 5 books and getting a good way into a couple others is amazing. I am really proud of myself for that, especially when one was over 600 pages. That's crazy work. I definitely want to do this again. I think I'm going to do one that's more themed though. Up here are some choices, but I think I'm going to do a AAPI themed one here soon, maybe right now. But if you guys liked it, I hope that you come back and watch some more. Let me know if you have any ideas for any other vlogs or whatever. I had so much fun, even though this did take a couple days because I am not doing well physically. But I had so much fun, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a good day.